This is Gachiakuta's most heartbreaking character. She begins her tale as a villain before we learn how broken she truly is, leading to a lovable character you can't help but hope for. Her name is Amo, meaning I love, and she's without a doubt the saddest character in Gachiakuta yet. This video will be all about her and will contain spoilers for the anime and the manga of Gachiakuta. But without further ado, she's first mentioned in chapter 22. Rudo hears of a woman in no man's land who has apparently seen someone cross the border, and so they go out and search for her. The cleaners get protection spells and down a scorpion trash beast as a woman looms on in the horizon, this being none other than Amo. As the dust clears, she stands before them, walking forward to reveal the star of our video. Amo is a scantily clad woman with these cool oversized boots, like they just look a bit too big for her. But the most notable thing is how she just glows. From the highlights in her hair, to the corset piercings, and finally her radiant, dreamy expression, it's so bright it's almost intimidating. They ask the woman if she's the one they're looking for, learning she is, listening as she requests they speak in her house. After all, the air here isn't good for them. This isn't gonna go wrong, is it? Oh my god, it went wrong. Amo stands with a prized expression as engine goes down. But wait, that went a bit too fast. We then go back in time to see an hour earlier, what had initially happened upon entering her house. The cleaners walk into her strange tower-like building, Amo requesting they remove their masks. They ask to speak to her, but they won't even show her faces. It makes sense, and so they do it. And when they do it, well, she freaks out. Super happy they all look so cool. She's just so cheerful, you gotta love her already. As they inquire about information, Amo simply wants to talk about what boys and girls they like. Everyone's stunned as she melts while stating she likes a man with a strong scent. Engine is weirded out, but like he'll play along to get their info. But stating this flips a switch in Amo. Amo thought she finally had guessed, but they speak as if they're trying to use her. Engine's words like, "I just wanted to see you," greatly upsetting her. She's incredibly angry they tried to lie to her, that they don't mean anything they say. Engine then tells her to put her clothes on, and well, it becomes clear he's very good at pushing her buttons as this starts another outrage. Amo hates when a man tries to tell her what to wear. Now they don't get to be Amo's friend. Yeah, she's pretty cool. I can already see why she was named Amo, or I love. I mean, she's got the whole look, and if she wants to talk romance, it's perfect. Yet despite this cutesiness, you can tell she's a bit unhinged and all over the place. Though, to be fair, considering she's alone in the middle of nowhere in this dark, disheveled tower, you'd be right to assume there's not only a reason for it, but there's a lot of sadness in that reason. With this, talking it's over and Amo brandishes her boots. Rudo noticing they too are part of the Watchmen series, just like his gloves. While this isn't explained here yet, the Watchmen series are an incredibly powerful series of vital instruments, but more specifically, they're objects only broken people can use. Meaning, there's definitely some sadness in Amo. Amo asks for her, "Good sir," to take care of the cleaners. And Delman raises his instrument and attacks Engine, catching us back up to the present and leaving everyone shocked. In an instant, her wicked smile turns back to cuteness, asking what type of girls do they all like. Amo wants to have a conversation with them all. Everyone except the party poopers, what she has taken to calling the ones mean to her. As everyone begins to talk back to her, Rudo is locked in place. Not only is her having a similar instrument to him freaking him out, but some other force is affecting him. It's then Zonka strikes a nerve, Amo beginning to cry while stating she never did anything. They hurt her feelings, and as if commanded, Delman attacks the cleaners yet again. The cleaners put together that somehow Amo has some sort of mind control, her explaining it as if Delman has become her fan. He'll now betray everyone for Amo without breaking a sweat. It's an action that is justifiable to her. After all, the cleaners were mean first. They came to her house wanting to talk and didn't listen to her talk. As Delman brandishes his vital instrument, Rudo begins to have delusions. Imagining himself being insulted on the spear as Amo reveals something. She is one more fan in this group. If anyone becomes a party pooper, Rudo will make them pay. Uh-oh, this is bad. Complete chaos occurs when Zanka begins to get a whiff of a strange smell. Strangely, it's familiar. In response, Amo asks, "What do you think memories are made of?" "Things, sound, people, everything you ever remember." Amo believes memories come from smells. With these words, Amo transforms into Chiwa for Rudo. He's trapped into a delusion, leading Tamsi and Zanka to face Amo. Her finally revealing, all she does is make smells. Happy times with the ones you love. That's Amo's theme. Amo's boots release smells. Smells that if people breathe in, well, they're shown visions causing unwavering loyalty to Amo. All they'll want to do is protect her. What a scary power. I mean, all the Watchmen series have scary powers. Rudo can literally transform whatever the hell he wants, but hers, being able to mind control people with like scent, is especially scary. Of course, it's not realistic because it's manga, but her power really makes me think. Is there a sense that, like, say a plant can give off that would put people into delusions? There's gotta be, right? I feel like it just happens somewhere in the world, Amo reveals her power, but just stated it out loud for everyone to hear. To Zanka and Tamsi, it now makes sense why she urged them to remove their masks. And so, they put them back on. No smelling for them. Amo begins to get angry and shouts for help. Rudo, imagining it as his love Chiwa, asking as he pushes both Tamsi and Zanka away. Completely under her control, he declares he'll fight. And I gotta point out Amo here. I mean, she's just so cute. She's so happy that, like, he wants to fight for her. Now realizing there's no other option, Tamsi deploys his vital instrument, stringing everyone into a netball. But when that's not enough, he sends them tumbling to the bottom of the tower. They'll all live because they had gotten protection spells earlier, giving Engine the opportunity to sneak up and steal Amo's boots. This means victory alongside a very upset Amo. Also, Engine smells the shoes. No idea why. Everyone is confirmed okay and they don their masks to protect from the smells. Engine seeing appropriate to return the boots. Amo might be very wishy-washy and emotional, but she's a normal girl. It's not right to take her vital instrument, her treasure. It's then out of nowhere Rudo stands up, walks over, and begins to hit Amo. Everyone's standing shocked as he continues to wail on the poor girl. It's a very dark moment as he's pulled off her to reveal a bloodied face. Now I feel like 9 out of 10 times this type of action in media is just unnecessary. Most of the time the mark is missed and it's just worse all around. But Urana actually handles this scene perfectly, turning it into a vital character moment for Amo and Rudo. Rudo questions if just because she's a girl, it means he can't hit her. Because she's a girl, she can attack and kill everyone he loves? He states that she's not helpless, she's a giver, she had knocked them down, and finally, she stood over and laughed at them. Someone had to hit her, she deserved it. Engine then asks, okay, so what about the information? Rudo's face turning to dread as Engine drags him outside. He tells Rudo he had forgotten everything and let his emotions get the better of him. Rudo turns into a mess of self-reflection as he realizes he hasn't grown that much and is still a brat. Engine stating he likes hot chicks. Okay, I'ma just let him speak. He states he loves them so much, but if a woman was to hear him say that, well, obviously she'd be upset. All to say, everyone has flaws they need to work on, big or small. There's nothing but improvement. Engine has no filter, he needs to work on that. And Rudo, well, he has problems managing his emotions. Yeah, Engine has just proved himself to be a great mentor, taking this dreadful moment for Rudo and breaking it up with comedy. I also want to remind you that Rudo is 15 years old and comes from a pretty horrid situation all things considered. there's some darkness, and being a teenager, you can't expect him to not make a lot of mistakes. This is a moment that reminds us of Ruto's immaturity so he can begin to grow throughout the series. And trust me on this one, it also becomes a pretty big moment for Amo to grow as well. But with Enjin's help, Ruto decides he has to apologize, perfectly concluding this scene. Yet before he can apologize, we see Amo speaking to one of the cleaners. The lady apologizing as she states she would love to talk romance. It's actually something she's interested in too. I love that she takes off her mask to make Amo feel comfortable, showing that she means no harm, and Amo notices, telling her that she'd be a good mom. Amo reflects. Her mother was great too. She helped Amo find her first love. And that's how she got her boots, because Amo saw an angel crossing from the spear and the ground. Wait. Yeah, that's why we're here. This launches us into Amo's backstory, beginning as a little girl with her mother. Her mother brought her one day to meet someone who would, quote, adore her, the person being a shady older man. Her mother stated that this man would love her forever and ever, going as far to say that she's lucky and she's happy for her. Of course, Amo is a child who only knows her mother's words as gospel. She takes to them excited, before it's revealed Amo's mother had sold her to this man. Amo none the wiser. What a heartbreaking scene. And the way Urana draws it all scratchy like a kid's picture book makes it all the more uncomfortable. The man brought her alone to the dark tower in no man's land, telling her to never leave as he'll be the one to nurture and provide for her. The man showered Amo in stuff she likes. Her one day asking, is it from his job? He reveals that he's a trafficker, but for some reason the other traffickers hate him. Probably because, he likes kids. Amo then states not again, telling us that what's about to occur is a pattern. Amo has been subjected to this who knows how many times. The man states that it's time for their ceremony. Amo stating that every time they do that, her heart beats so fast it hurts. Pleading to not do it as the man declares it as love. He compares it to a picture book she enjoys. Her overjoyed to be in love as the man abuses and assaults her. The scene yet again drawn like a picture book. Yeah, it's just sick. Just poor girl. This is a scene I had to take a break from reading afterwards. I hate it. As Amo laid upon the table after the fact, swindled by her abuser's words of love, the door creaked open. Mysterious masked men on the other side. Amo's abuser charges at them, revealing he had the watchman boots before her. Yet to these masked men, they aren't nothing. They drop him and take the boots. He deserves far worse than this, by the way. The men then approach Amo, handing her the boots, stating they're much better suited for her. They'll fill the void in her heart. The masked men walk away as Amo's told to use them with love. Her eyes opened by these words, her calling the men flying away angels. Though her abuser then rises up behind her, pushing her hard against the wall as he berates her for stealing his boots. He kicks her and hurls insults. Yet Amo realizes that something has changed. Normally Amo doesn't feel anything, but upon touching the boots, her heart is squirming. The boots, they must be meant for her. They belong to Amo, and therefore she won't let anyone else touch them. The instrument begins to react as the man stands shocked. Vital instruments are only meant to work for their owner. Amo stating, well, maybe the boots weren't really his. Amo declares that the boots make her heart feel full, comparing it to putting batteries in an old toy and it working again. Which, God, that explanation hurts so much. I love Amo so much, and it hurts knowing that she's just been through so much horrible things. She simply asks if she can have the shoes, her abuser completely changing, speaking low and insulting her, yelling at her as Amo refuses to let go, eventually pushing her to the point of breaking. Amo becomes crazed, screaming as they get into a struggle, Amo hitting back this time, pushing her abuser back till he flies from the window. ending is a bloody splotch several stories lower. Nothing but a horrible memory to Amo now. She backs up and begins to cry, breaking down in a moment of clarity. What has Amo been doing up to now? Why was she with that man? Why did her mother bring her to him? She knows it was to be sold, yet her mind just refuses to accept it. She picks up her brand new boots. It was all so Amo could be loved, creating the visceral image that Amo instills the importance in love as a way to mask her trauma. Her backstory ends with Amo revealing that a few months later the angel returned, presumably from the spear. Back to the present, Rudo walks up and is privy to Amo's words. Though as he thinks of revenge against the angel, because he too messed with them in some way, Amo speaks to him. Amo too has made the connection between their vital instruments. He needed the gloves as she needed her boots. These objects, make their hearts human. When Amo had gotten her boots back, she found her human feelings. But with them, she realized things, like what the man had done to her and what it was like to be alone. She cries as she states she wanted to be needed, but leaving the tower was so scary. And even though people did come, it just never worked out. Amo realizes Rudo had came to say sorry, but she tells him not to be. Amo is just as bad. She too only knows how to raise her hands and hit others. Rudo places his hand in front of her. Then they'll learn how to connect to others together. A beautiful scene, proving this encounter has healed both of them, setting them each on a better path. With this, the cleaners say goodbye to Amo, her and Rudo promising to talk. But as she returns to her tower, the angel has reappeared, this time taking her and leaving her boots to the raiders. Just when she got done telling us all of her horrific trauma, she gets even more. The girl has been kidnapped, and of course the cleaners have no idea. It really hurts because it was like Amo had finally found the light she was looking for. But the worst part is, it's not for about 50 chapters that we see what has happened to her. With time, Rudo learns something's happened to Amo when the raiders have her boots, and even though he reclaims them, Amo is nowhere to be seen. Rudo then decides to chase the info broker for answers when it comes to her location, all while we begin to slowly get clues of her situation ourselves. We begin to see glimpses of Amo in a jail cell chained up, kept here by Tamsi to mess with Rudo. Yup, he was the angel the whole time and was the one who took Amo back at the tower. But hey, this video isn't about Tamsi. That was my last one. I'm very tired of talking about this evil dude. All the poor girl can wish for is cake and Rudo. And considering they haven't seen each other since they made up, it makes the moment Rudo does finally save her all the more sad. Rudo takes Amo in his arms after finally saving her, while Tamsi appears to give her boots back. Amo can't tell it was him who kidnapped her because of the Watchman book. Waking up in the hospital safe, Amo is a reaction to the IV. It's similar to Tamsi's vital instrument, but she can't connect the dots yet. Regardless, Rudo is at her side right now, with the plant. Interesting look, Rudo. Rudo gives her the boots, reaffirming that she's okay while stating he's glad she's alive. Amo responds, she's hurt a lot of people and Rudo taught her that actions have consequences. This led her to thinking being imprisoned was punishment, but she can't stand the thought of disappearing again. With tears streaming down her face, she thanks Rudo for coming to save her. A couple chapters later, we watch Rio check in on Rudo, finding him giving Amo a flower. Yes, they're super cute. Amo states she has a lot more energy and is getting better as Rio tells Rudo he's needed elsewhere, leaving Amo face to face with, oh my god, Rio, what are you doing? Yeah, reading this weekly, this scene sucked because we did not get an answer for months. It's not till like 10 chapters later, where upon returning from a mission, Rudo finds Amo safe and sound. It was terrifying, trust me. She pops up healthier than ever, glowing even more, with a new outfit to boot. I have to say it, but this outfit perfectly emphasizes that cutesy love vibe. It really fits her. I'm telling ya, Urana loves Amo just as much as we do. Rio appears stating that Amo joined the cleaners so she helped her fix her hair up, and for now she'll join them as a healer. The cliffhanger we were left with is revealed to us. Ryo had confronted Amo about her vision her scent had given her way back. Amo stating she had no idea what it was, but she wants to change. She doesn't want to be that person anymore. We then see a scene where Corvus had told her that she could heal hearts, but her ability is still imperfect. Therefore, the cleaners will help her polish that ability. The second engine speaks to her, specifically talking about her clothes. She's upset. She definitely doesn't like him. Finally, Rudo asks if anything has come to her mind about who captured her, but it's still one giant scribble in her mind. With this, Amo is seated as a part of the main cleaner cast. Since Rudo has saved her, her own arc is over till it's time to expose Tamsi, or at least that's what I'm expecting. He's just still out there being evil right now. But for now, the manga is in the Doll Festival arc, an arc that isn't necessarily about Amo yet, but who's to say she won't become a big part of it. Most of her appearances are ones like this. When Rudo is teleported to the stage, Amo simply gets a scary face and asks if she should give the woman smells. I just thought this one was silly. Though her final appearance as of right now consists of her showing up to stop the people rushing the stage. Her Watchman power able to overcome the control on them with hers. Amo then begins to cheer on everyone fighting, stating her power to cheer and uplift them comes from love. It's then she's stopped by Maimo, the villain of this arc, who questions if it was love when Rudo had punched her. She had fought him yet now helps him. Does she love Rudo? Is Rudo just a replacement for her abuser she had killed? He tries his very hardest to swindle her. Amo doesn't care. Her and Rudo made up. Amo had only known cold hands before Rudo's. Because of Rudo's warm hands, her world has become bigger. Maimo speaks up again as Amo relives the moment Corvus had invited her to the cleaners. He had told her that she can use her experiences with her power to uplift others. Maimo takes this thought and acknowledges that she has no experience. She had lived her whole life in the tower. Her power, as it is, might as well be useless because she's been nowhere with it. Engine then steps in to save her, and despite hating him, she asks if she could ever be a person who uplifts others. Engine is honest with her about the situation. He tells her that, yes, she's useless. What Maimo had said is absolutely correct, so she should melt and experience discouragement. If this bothers her, she can stand up and prove him wrong. Then she'll finally experience vindication. And yeah, that's where we leave off on Amo. A bit of a sour note, but one we all know will result in her becoming even better. I think it's pretty perfect Amo is a moment like this. Sure, things are getting better, but the road ahead is guaranteed to be rocky. Overcoming these bumps is the most important part in getting where she wants to go. I also think having Engine be the one who helps her through it is a great choice. It's just like when he had helped Rudo earlier, he can now do the same for Amo. It's a very beautifully thought out and written full circle moment. Also, Engine is like a big brother to both of them. I know Amo isn't like any other character in Gachiakuta I've spoke about, but her tale is definitely a different type of tale than theirs, one showcasing how great of a writer Urana can be. While the other videos are about villains, Amo is a case of trauma, one full of sad and delicate details, and it's amazing to see how well thought out this character was, and how much life she's brought to the story. I think you could probably have understood this by now, but Amo is my favorite character in Gachiakuta. Not only is her style just very fun, but she's one of many characters you can't help but endlessly root for, if anything her more than others. She's a star of hope in the story, one we all want to get the best ending possible. Saying she deserves it is the understatement of the century. Lastly, I just want to say that I think if Amo's seen what everybody thought of her in Gachiakuta, she'd simply state her name, Amo. I love. She loves what people think about her. I think that's the best part about her. She's a character all about love that's just so easy to love as a reader. But that's the end of the video. What did you think of Amo? What did you think of her powers? Was her story as sad to you as it was to me? And of course, what do you think her future will look like? Don't forget, Gachiakuta is a brand new series. But before we get out of here, I wanted to remind you piracy is a very big issue mangakas face. And that's crazy when Gachiakuta is fairly easy to read and watch. Of course, you can purchase volumes, but I understand if you can't because it's a bit expensive. But I will say for Gachiakuta, it is on the Kei Manga app. And if you just sign up, they give you a ton of the tickets to read the chapters for free. They let you read like a lot every day. Honestly, it's a great alternative, it's free, and it actually supports the mangaka, Urana. I really recommend you doing this because, yeah, as I said, piracy is a very big issue when it comes to mangakas. But I will finally get you out of here. Hopefully next after this video is the huge Gachiakuta video. I've been working on it and, well, it's just big, so whenever that comes out is when it comes out. It should be soon. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.